Take control, mate.
Obviously, a few injuries. John, a few players pulling out, and 3 players called up. What was the thought process around the lads?
Yeah, obviously when you're losing that experience will be the key part of it. Obviously we've spoken about beforehand the experience of Seamus and Matt, and then a chance to obviously see other lads in those areas. Obviously Shane, tough on form as well. He's got back in and playing well, but he's just obviously been carrying on with a bit of an issue as well. So it's unfortunate, but look, it is what it is. And obviously Ryan getting back in at Southampton as well, getting minutes in the Premier League, very important. So it's a case of getting that experience. Losing Robbie as well, Robbie Brady, getting that experience back into the team as well is important.
Of all the players who are here, is everybody fit for Thursday night, or are there concerns about anybody else?
Look, possibly. It's that time. It's that time of season. There's obviously lots of games going on at the clubs, and we obviously took a very, very light session today, and we'll assess everyone again this afternoon and see how we are for tomorrow.
How difficult is it with this tight turnaround? I think it was 10 outfield players who've been taking part in the light session to get across what you learned from the last campaign when you had such a little amount of time to get it before Finland.
Yeah, look, I think Sammy will probably touch on it a little bit as well in terms of the video meetings that we have to have. In terms of the time on the grass, it's a challenge. The idea is that you're wanting to get across to people, so it's a difficult one. But hopefully, look, there'll be enough time with it. We'll be well prepared. We know obviously Finland from the last time round, and full focus on that, but obviously aware it's a quick turnaround then again for England too. So the video sessions and detailed meetings that we'll have to go into, there'll be a few more meetings. Sammy will be delighted to hear, but look, the players are well used to it now, because as you mentioned, it is a strange kind of process with the speed of recovery that you have to get into lads, and hopefully then maybe some lads having to play 2 games and managing maybe in the first game, so making sure they're available in the second game type of thing. But most importantly, just full focus on Finland as well.
Sammy, how have you found the last few months becoming a Premier League player, and where you've been in your career? Spells on loan in the non-league, down in League 2, to get to the biggest stage of all, and then to deliver and to be scoring overhead kicks in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's obviously been a journey. The Ipswich manager Kieran says a lot about that. We've all come from lower leagues, League 2, League 1, and I'm honoured to play in every league and now score in every league, and feel like it's somewhere I deserve to be and get that opportunity, and hopefully I can add many more goals in the Premier League.
The Ed Sheeran encounter, is that the first of? Have you met him a few times?
No, I've met him a couple of times. Yeah, he comes into the change room after the game. Obviously sponsors the shirts and owns a little percentage of the club, so he loves it. So it's always a good boost to see him in and around the club.
Was it an Ed Sheeran song for your initiation?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It should have been, but it wasn't. No.
You could have said it was if you wanted, Sammy.
Just in terms of your position within the squad, obviously you're, in terms of caps, a relative newcomer, but in terms of experience, at a very different stage. Where do you feel your place is within the squad? Do you feel like one of the older guys around?
I think I am this camp. I think 29. I think I'm one of the oldest. And yeah, listen, I've got 8 caps now. I love it. I've loved every cap, and hopefully I can add many more. And there's a lot of youngsters in the squad, and like you say, obviously 8 caps, but a lot of experience playing the game, and being away with Ireland. So hopefully I can add some knowledge to them and help them when they need.
John, so Matt coming back into the squad. Did you need to have a conversation with Matt before calling him up, or is it just as normal?
No, obviously the boss would have spoken to Matt, and it was straightforward. Like I mentioned, in terms of that experience that's needed around the group as well. Sammy just mentioned it. He's one of nearly the elder statesmen as well. So look, it's important you have that experience of lads that have been around the group for a long time, and then, like the manager mentioned the last time, getting the balance right too of trying the newer players when in different positions, etc. Getting the balance right of that over the next couple of games as well, and then obviously seeing what happens with the draw, and then planning going forward.
I suppose with Shane being called back as well and Matt being back, it's almost I'm not saying taking the back step, but almost like revert to a little bit more experience just needed to help this go into the next era, into the next World Cup qualifiers. Just a bit of solidity in the squad, does that help?
Well, look, that's what we've always spoken about, the balance of that. And then obviously Robbie Brady has plenty of experience. You lose that as well. Then obviously, like I mentioned, Seamus, you lose that. And obviously Shane was back in, and then unfortunately, obviously that misses out too. So there's 3 really experienced players, and you're coming into 2 very important games, Finland in particular, that we know we have to make sure we get the right result in that game, and then we can focus on England.
And then just in terms of Shane, obviously you said he's back and then he's gone straight away. But Shane's return, was that a message to the other central defenders that want a little bit more of his sort of personality in their game, or is it just a role that somebody else, maybe like Jake or Mark, would have to fill in Shane's absence?
Yeah, there's never an issue in the sense of any time we've spoken to Shane or what we're looking for from our central defenders. Shane got back into the Norwich team, obviously had a couple of little injuries, and then got back in and was playing really well, and unfortunately, as I mentioned, just picked up that little issue that'll keep him out of this camp. But it's about getting back in, knuckling down and getting playing ultimately as well. Ideally, that's the ideal scenario, but we obviously have to adjust for certain positions because of where we are at the minute with the injuries.
John, just on the injuries, Ryan Manning off half time, sorry, was that tackling or an injury? And just on Festy, is he okay for Thursday or is he more for Sunday?
Yeah, Ryan, look, he's brilliant. As soon as the boss, as soon as we got in touch, he was obviously delighted. So it was obviously a tactical situation, and Festy hopefully will be able to take part in training tomorrow. But we'll obviously assess him again later on this afternoon, and hopefully we'll wait and see how he goes. But he's been in fantastic form at his club as well. So hopefully we can get him fit and ready for Thursday.
Just asking about Queegan's form at the time when a lot of players are not getting the game time in the Premier League they want. The manager praised him again after his result of the weekend. Just Queegan's form and what that brings to the squad.
You look, it's just a confidence to know you have a player obviously playing in the Premier League that are comfortably top of the table. So it was an important thing for me in my career when you look back and you have a keeper that you know you have a lot of confidence in. So I'm sure the squad and the players will have a lot of confidence in all our keepers, but especially one that's playing and being in the top of the Premier League.
John, could I just ask you in relation to keepers? You called in David Harrington in the summer. He's obviously been included in the Wales squad now. Did you have any conversations with him or agent or family?
No, I spoke with Dave. Look, it's one of those things. It's an area obviously of the pitch where we have a strong competition, and we made the case for him. We know he's obviously playing at the level he's at now, but that obviously could soon change. But look, whatever decision David goes with and decides to go, good luck to him as well. You know, that's it's down to every individual.
And so I think there's a year between you, but yourself and Kevin Doherty went over to England the same year. Did you have much dealings with him over the years?
Yeah, lots of dealings with Kev. Obviously, I did my pro license with Kevin, and obviously with Higgs as well. So it was it was good to be there to witness it yesterday for the two of them. But obviously tough one for Higgs to take. But look, that's what happens in a cup final, and I was delighted for Kevin, and I know the preparation and the sacrifices that he makes to give it a right go, and it was great to see the emotions there from him yesterday. It was brilliant to see. I was texting him a few times during the season, but I knew he would. I decided to leave him alone yesterday because I knew it was a special day for him, and I'll be in touch with him over the next few days. When I don't think they would have partied too hard because obviously they have an important game coming up as well, but. No, it was brilliant to see that emotion. Obviously, I know his assistant, Dara Doyle, as well, that on the pro license too. So, brilliant to see.
Played with or against Kevin when younger?
Yeah, I think we were on I'm sure it was the Irish Schools team together. Yeah, we're on the Irish Schools team together. I told Kev he got to move to Liverpool because of me, but yeah, we'll see.
Just on the back of the last camp, what from obviously assessing with the manager, what did you think you done well, and what are the lessons to do on that for next week?
Yeah, well, look, I think the big thing would be to take control of games earlier if we can. Not to go behind in games, to need to have that more freedom in our play, to be more expressive and and stronger in our play right from the start of the games. It's that psychological one of making sure you're on the front foot right from the off and not needing a kind of a setback to fire the system up, so to speak. But ultimately building on lots of positives as well. That's what you have to focus on too. But yeah, you obviously have to look at all aspects of the game, and there's definitely areas we know we can improve.
And just on that, Sammy, as a player, when you're in the dressing room at half time, what can you do to kind of try and alleviate against that in terms of making sure that it actually starts second half quicker?
Yeah, like John said, we're focusing on starting the first half, like we start the second halves. I think second halves, the majority of the games have been better. And we touched on it in a meeting this morning about starting the game as well as we finish, not going a goal down before we start doing our bits. And if that's a mental side of things or a togetherness side of things, we need to come up with that quickly, so we can start the games as quick as possible. And instead of going behind to start playing the way we want to play, we need to start the games on a positive foot and hopefully get the first goal.
You said there personally when you also play at different levels and have that belief in yourself, but when in the Premier League, especially when you've actually scored a couple of goals now and how you've been playing, does that just reinforce that kind of confidence and belief in yourself? Yeah,
of course. Goals add confidence to your game anyway, and I was quite lucky in terms of the goal came in my second game, so it's not like you're chasing the goal and waiting for the first Premier League goal. You've got that first sort of right off your shoulder. You scored a goal, you scored 3 now, and the confidence is there. Even for Ipswich yesterday as a squad, our first win, and hopefully we can build on that. And like John said, there's confidence in the squad, and with Goalkeeper goal, people playing now week in, week out with injuries. We can bring that confidence from club level and bring it into the international stage.
He's one of the embargo section.
Can I just ask one? I'm Darrell O'Shea, John. Obviously, as club manager, had said he's been struggling with a back injury and has been managing that. I wasn't sure about. He was hoping he'd maybe get a break over the internationals. That hasn't happened. What's the situation with him?
Like everyone, Nathan, we'll assess that when we get proper eyes on him, and we'll take it from there. But it was great to see him obviously finish the game and get through the game against Tottenham. So look, like with every player that comes into international duty, we look after them and we see what's best for them.